Everybody knew.
Well, let her know though, maybe. We're waiting to wish a happy birthday to Rivka, Rebbe to Rivka.
I'll let her know.
Thank you. And welcome from and Chavrachel and Alyssa and Sharon and Karen. And I think, I'll just review the last paragraph from yesterday because it's very powerful, very, very important. It's the message, which I'll have to highlight. I think we need to highlight this and remember this constantly. What was the problem according to Chassidus, according to the Rebbe's insights, the way the Rebbe turns things also on a deeper level and a deeper insight to see the good in everything. The deeper essential problem of the spies, as they called them, the messengers that Moshe Rabbeinu sent to the land of Israel, who were very, very kosher. They were high-level people. They were they're very well-intentioned. They had a shlichus. They had a mission to go check out the land. Why? Which is really their mission was to see how good the land is, so that people should go up with great enthusiasm and joy. What's the point? When we deal with the land of Israel and we deal with the physical world with great enthusiasm and joy, we're uplifting and elevating the mundane, the physical, the world that covers up on God, that's not being used for holy purposes and good purposes. We're elevating it, right? And that's our job. Our job in the world is to elevate this physical world and make it a dwelling place for Hashem is revealed. Hashem is conscious. Everybody's conscious of Hashem's will and doing Hashem's will. That's our job. Now, when you go into land that's actually an evil place, like Israel was at that point, the land of Israel was, and we transform it into a holy place, a place of goodness and kindness, we're transforming darkness into light. And there's the advantage of transforming darkness into light, and especially when you're dealing with really, really dark of physical, with the physical world. Now, that's our job. And there's more greatness to it and more awesomeness to it, more aha moments when it's actually darkness that's transformed to light. So there's the advantage. It's not continuous, constant light. It's our job to elevate it. So that was really, really, really the mission. And we said this, the spies were a little apprehensive about leaving their cocoon in the desert where they were being fed directly from God, and they didn't have to deal with the world. They could just be spiritual and learn Torah all day, and that's what they wanted. Maybe they were also, they were. I mean, they did say it's hard to conquer the land. They were a little afraid about having to deal with the physical world and its elevation. I guess they were insecure if they could actually really do it. But that was really the inner fears over there, and we need to learn from that dealing with this physical world, however fearful or or unpleasant or difficult it might be, the world seems so dark, so crazy, so upsetting, so unbalanced. It seems impossible to make this world a world of light and goodness and kindness. It seems the world is so backwards, right? But that's the message over here. That's the whole advantage of us being here, is that we are the ones who get to transform this world and make it a beautiful, holy garden for Hashem, and make it filled with godly consciousness and people knowing about God. So that's our job. I saw posted this morning quickly just a little clip of some soldiers returning from battle, and they're on this truck. They're singing the song that we sing here every morning before daven, before learning. Utzui Tzavesufa, meaning which is, our enemies have all kinds of plots against us to destroy us, right? And nothing comes of it. They say things, doesn't happen. Because why? Because Hashem is with us. And I also notice when, now a lot of the politicians, when they speak, even though they're not necessarily observant, they're saying with Hashem's help, right? With God's help, we will be successful. So they're really attributing and noticing this is the idea of transforming darkness into light. They're recognizing that it's only with God's help that we're able to do this. It's only God. It was something also I saw. Okay, I'm not going to give you all the facts exactly, but there was something that one of the politicians said, or one of the army people, I don't remember who was saying, that there's no way we can, deal with Hamas completely because it's an ideology. It's a belief system. It's not you can't fight a belief system with guns. And so people got really upset. What do you mean we can't fight them? Of course we can. And I think the point is that what he wasn't recognizing is that we also have a belief system and an ideology. So it's our ideology and our faith against their faith. And that's really, it's true. If it was just guns that we were using to try to take out a belief system, doesn't work. That's, it's like communism and other belief systems don't necessarily work against to try to take power and control over people. However, we have a belief system and they have a belief system, and our soldiers are willing to fight and give up their lives in order to save every last hostage and bring every last hostage home. They're not going to give up on a few hostages for some political gain. So that's what they're making clear. It's an ideology. It's a political gain. It's not a physical gain. It's not an emotional gain. It's also a belief system. What's right, what's wrong, what's holy, what's good. And that's
can I mention something really quickly?
Yes.
I feel like I know my friend, her sweet son was put in army service in the worst jail in near Gaza, the worst terrorists, and he said that they treat them so well. Mm-hmm. They get allowance, they have all these privileges. They really treat them well. Anyway, so better than the soldiers who work there. But she said that no, so I think instead of them sitting there all day doing nothing,
they should be learning.
They need to start teaching them Sheva Mitzvahs. They need to teach them a new ideology. Why send them out with their anger and their, and appreciate what they're getting?
Yes.
That what's been given to them from the whole world,
Yes, that's a great idea. And it's very possible they're doing that. I don't know.
No, we're not. We're not. I feel like let them get extra allowance if they sit in classes, or else they should put them out. They should put on the loudspeakers, Sheva Mitzvahs, don't kill, don't steal. Have if they don't.
It's a good idea. Send a note.
To who?
Yes.
Yeah.
The rabbis of the prison systems. There's rabbis who work for the prisons.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's go deeper over here. That was going to go deeper. Okay, first Zayin, before he goes deeper, there's another paragraph. But more specifically, there's a difference between, remember we said the 12 spies that were sent times of Moshe Rabbeinu, 2 spies at times of Yehoshua. Okay? Then why did they need to send 12 tribes? Maybe we did this. Did we do 7, Chavracha? No, I don't think so. So they each sent.
We started 7.
Okay. They each sent a ruler or a leader, a nasi, a prince for each of the 12 tribes. Why? Because we said the land was divided into 12 tribes, and each tribe had a portion, and each tribe also has their way of serving Hashem. Okay, so in general, for instance, when they divided the Bnei Israel there's Yisachar and there's Zvulun. Those are 2 tribes. So Yisachar are ones who sit and learn Torah more. They're more scholars, and Zvulun are more action people, and they do good deeds. So too, when it came to the differences between the 12 tribes, each one had their own talents, their own way of being. Not that they don't have any of the other ones, but mostly they're talented in one specific way. So each member of the tribe had something that had to do with, a little portion of the 12 of parts of the land that was appropriate for his type of serving Hashem, for his tribe. Now, when you take the 12 tribes together, so all of us together, then we elevate the 12 parts of the land, and then the whole land is completely elevated. Okay? So in these 12 different types of ways of serving God and elevating the world, 12 different aspects and ways of being and functioning, different talents, that represents in general the whole way of elevating the entire world, the whole land the whole world. The whole world was created for us to elevate it, it says. So like it says, the land of Israel includes in it aspects of the whole entire world. According to this, we have to understand why, according to according to the inner dimension of things, why we can understand. We have to understand that that each one of the 12 tribes, the representatives of the 12 tribes, went to see the whole entire land, not just his own portion. We said before, yesterday, we said they needed to do that so they could tell the people, no matter where you're going to end up in the land of Israel, it's all good. So don't worry. So even if your tribe gets the portion that's in this side of the river or that side of the sea or this, whatever it is, you're going to be happy. But according to the inner dimension of it, the saying is that each one had to elevate their portion on a spiritual way, in their way of being, and not just their own way of being, though, but the whole altogether they had to elevate the entire land with their way of serving Hashem. Okay. So it seems if your way of serving Hashem is only in a certain portion in a certain area, that's your turf, your way of serving Hashem. What's the meaning and what's the purpose? And what's the gain that you're going to go and see everybody else's portion? That the way they serve Hashem, their way of being of service is different than yours. And why do you have to go see? Why do they need to see each other's way of serving Hashem or their portion, how they're going to do things? So what's the reason? Because we have a commandment to love your fellow as yourself. Since all Jewish people are Arevim, you could say they're responsible for each other, or equal to each other, but also the word is Oravim, they're intermingled with each other. We're one whole hologram, we're one entity together. So being united is part of the commandment of love your fellow as yourself, and also that's our way. The Jewish people are one whole unit together when you put us together. Now deeper than that, through them being united of all the tribes together, showing that each one went to see the whole land so they can see each other's portions. We see that they were elevating the land in a high level of consciousness. They're here for each other. Because they're going to a higher level in the Jewish people beyond the divisions of the 12 tribes, the aspect which is beyond division. So we see that there's a level of the 12 tribes as we're one unit, which is beyond any division. And this level, which is very important for us to remember now, that we all Jews really are united on our source. We're one unit. And this level of being united on the high levels beyond any division that we ever experience when we're down here below and divided up to 12 tribes with our 12 talents, 12 ways of being, right? One person's a scholar, one person's an action person. Still, we're all one entity. And that we have to remember that when we're working together on this level of our unity and how we're all one unit, we are, first of all, keeping the commandment of and we're highlighting that we're really one. We have very, very strong power when we're united. So when we come together. So taking care of each other is very important. And this was highlighted when they went to these spies, which everybody looks at them, right, as they were bad and they caused they caused problems. There was highlighting there's something really, really good about them. Very good things. And it was the whole beginning also. And that's why the whole story is recorded. And that's why they went. And that's why it happened. There's something good. It started off, initiated the ability for Bnei Yisrael to recognize that it's a good land. It's a good place. and to appreciate where they're going, be excited, enthusiastic about where they're going, and enthusiastic, hopefully, about their job, eventually, of elevating the land to a higher level of consciousness and purpose, making the world a holy and good place. Yes.
Is part of their mission was to start the preparation, like they're going there, is starting the preparation of their Shevet being able to elevate or bring godliness, like their mission was to start that process, sort of.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the Rebbe will say it. If you have that in your memory, it could be the Rebbe said it.
I don't know if it's in my memory. It was just a
Yes.
thought that maybe it seems
correct.
like them going and being there, like when
Yes,
you're just
yes,
going
yes.
somewhere in general,
I-
you're already elevating, just the
Yes.
process of going.
I have something in my consciousness that's on that. But let's see, probably the Rebbe says it. Okay.
I also, one other thought I had for the
Yes.
when you were saying about the ideology, like how do you fight an ideology, and it's
Yes.
like, but I was thinking like maybe it's connected to the times that we live in that before we could not affect Chabad. There was the idea of the new
Yeah.
the intellectual parts or the ideologies we couldn't really
Right.
affect, but now we're in Geula,
Exactly.
we can. Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay, let me explain for those who maybe came later or something, or not didn't put the two together. What we said before is that somebody was saying you can't fight an ideology like a Hamas. The enemies has an ideology, you can't fight it with guns, kind of thing. And what I was adding to that is that we're not fighting with just guns. Guns are just that we're fighting with our ideology, and we're overpowering. We're bringing our ideology, so we're bringing our light into the situation. So. Fuma saying that in the past, the Jewish people, we didn't have the capacity to really teach the non-Jews or our enemies or the world our ideology. It was very, we didn't have the tools to do that. And now we do. Now we have the internet and we have communication possibilities to teach our ideology. And when it's our light and it's like when they say, what's going to be the day after? The day after is going to be our understanding of the way humans behave in this world. The way humans were created by God to serve Hashem and to take care of each other. So that's what's going to be the day after. That's what we have to highlight. If we highlight that, not get focused on exactly who's going to have a gun and who's not going to have a gun, but what the education, the philosophy, the ideology is going to be, then we can win. Okay? Then we can transform the world. Okay. The connection and the explanation of the connection between sending the spies to this month that we're in, the month of Sivan. And this is to explain something deeper, okay? So this is an intro. So pay attention. Sending the spies was on the 29th of Sivan. Did you know that? I didn't remember that. The 29th of Sivan was the day that the spies were sent by Moshe Rabbeinu. And it's also emphasized in the reading of the Parsha of the month of Sivan and the Parsha of where the giving of the Torah, where it says, how do we elevate bring consciousness to the world? Elevate the world is through the Torah, the learning of Torah and serving Hashem through Torah. Like we say, with chachma, with wisdom, we can we can elevate, we can refine, we can separate good from evil, bad from good. So we have to have wisdom and understanding, intelligence and intellect. And that's the chachma of Torah. With the chachma of Torah, we know what's right, what's wrong, what's murder, and when murder is wrong, and when it's for self-defense. Okay, when killing is necessary, and when it's evil. So only Torah can define and can determine that. Okay, it's not any other governing person's willy-nilly feeling or philosophy. It's Torah that determines that. Chochmat Torah, the wisdom of Torah. And therefore we can say, so Yesh Lomar is Rebbe's insight, Rebbe's Chiddush, Shemitam Zeh Haya Shiloch HaMeraglim Atchalat B'Pticha Deber Olam B'Kibush V'Knisa La'aretz. Yes, this is what you're saying from B'Siyumo Shel Chodesh Sivan. כשיוצאים מזמן מתן תורה לעבודה דיבור העולם, So we could say the Rebbe says that this is the reason why the Meraglim, the spies were sent, which the sending of the Meraglim is the beginning and is the opening of elevating the world by going and yeah, that's what Kumo was asking. Is this the beginning and the opening? Yes, I was saying that. I don't know why in parentheses, but this is the beginning and the opening of elevating the world and coming into the world, conquering coming into the land of Israel, conquering it and entering the land. And this happened at the end of the month of Sivan, which we're in right now. We come after the giving of the Torah, which we have this month, to the service of Be'er Olam, of elevating the world. The koach Torah, with what? How do we elevate this world? With the power of Torah. So very, very, very important. The victory of the Jewish people now in this war and elevate is only going to be with the power of Torah. It's only if we know that we have Torah to teach and to teach the world and to go by. Therefore, we have the ability to elevate the world, to differentiate between right and wrong, when we need to go to war, when we don't need to go to war, when we need to defend, when we not need to defend, when we need to elevate, and how we need to educate and bring consciousness so that we can bring the world to a better place. Okay, that's with the power of Torah. Two, with the power of Torah, and through the Torah, we have the ability to transform this world, elevate the world to higher levels. So that's why it happened. The sending of the spies happened in this month, the month of the giving of the Torah, after we got the Torah. Okay, since the Jewish people and the Torah have two levels. Okay, so very clear. They didn't send the spies before receiving the Torah. They didn't have the power and the ability to elevate the world yet. Only after we receive the Torah, then we have this aspect of being able to go into a land of a physical land of enemies and elevate them, transform the world and the land. Since the Jewish people and Torah have two levels. In general, there's two levels. We have the level of unity. And we have a level of being able to have our own unique function, divided into 12 tribes. And even though the Jewish people are divided into 600,000, parallel to 600,000 letters that each one has in the Torah. Each individual also has their own unique way of serving Hashem. Right? We each have our purpose of mission, why we specifically were born.
That connects with what you're doing for the Sefer Torah. Everybody has a portion of it. There you go.
Yes. That's why it's important. So to unite, we'll probably deal with this more, but to unite all of them, each one with their individual talents and capacity, to unite as one entity in one Torah. So that's why there's 600,000 letters, but in one Torah combined. It's very, very, yes. Thank you. I'm gonna take this in because this is so important. Why people are asking, what's so important of the unity Torah and what's different? A lot of people are writing Torahs for the memory or for this or for the merit of the soldiers. The unique thing of a unity Torah that they begged and asked and pushed and really, as he said, there is a very, very powerful thing when each soldier owns their own specific letter in a Torah that's specifically made to be a unity Torah, that each one can have a letter. So it's not that it's just the whole Torah is written in their merit, but each one owns a part of this Torah, one portion, one letter, and then they're all united. So each Jewish person has their own talent, and we're also one unit together. So, like it says, this is from Megala Amukos, it's a Kabbalah book, says that we each have our own letter in the Torah, spiritually. And so we each have, the Rebbe explains, our own personal letter in the Torah, which from that we receive our energy, our life force. So when you own one letter in that Torah, that's giving you energy. And that's from Sefer Ma'amarim Tafshin Vav, page 46, and Tafshin Tes, page 41, etc. We could look up these sources. This is from the previous Rebbe's Ma'amarim. Explain them more. How each one of our letters gives us an energy. We draw our life force from it. According to, this is very important, Avam David, I want you to hear this. According to halacha, the Rebbe says every letter has to have around it a surrounding gvil, a surrounding parchment, clean parchment, right? If one letter is touching another, it's puzzle, it's not kosher. A lot of what my husband does, I see him, if two letters are too close, when he's checking the mezuzah, he'll take a little scraping tool and scrape a little bit of the letter so that there's more room in between. So there's no touching of the two. So each letter has its own, it needs to have space around it. Each letter on its own. Still, together with it, all the 600,000 letters together are one existence, one metziut, one entity. One Torah. Like the whole Sefer Torah is it's kashrus. It's being kosher depends on all the 600,000 letters in it, or it's really 304,000. Oh, so he doesn't say the amount. He says its kashrus depends on the kashrus of all the letters that are in it. Not one missing, not one too much, right? If there's one letter missing, one letter not kosher, the whole Torah is not, the whole entity of the Torah is not good. It's not, it's puzzle, it's not kosher. We could say, there's two ways that we can now, this is Rebbe's Chiddush, from this we learn, this idea that we each have our own letter and each has to have its own space and has to be kosher, and on it depends the whole entire Torah. There's two ways of fixing the world, elevating the world. That was created, the world was created for the Jewish people and for the Torah. So we have there's elevating that comes from each of us being unique and having our own service and way of being. And there's a higher level of elevated through the unity of the Torah and the unity of the Jewish people. So the unity of Torah is expressed with this unity Torah that we're doing, where each one has their own specific letter, which represents that we each have our own unique way of serving Hashem, but we all need to come together in order to have the power of the entire Torah with us, of unity. So there's two levels, the unity in Torah and the Jewish people, and there's the division, or we'd say the uniqueness, and this the personal way of being of each letter and each Jewish person. So with the two of them, we elevate, both ways we elevate the world, both being unique and both being part of a whole. Very, very important. We were talking about this yesterday at the end of class, how we were talking about how are we going to manage, there's so many things that need to be fixed in the world. So, and there's so many ways and there's so many possibilities, and it seems almost impossible. I could sense the frustration of the women who stayed on. They really want, which way do we go to fix the world? So we each have our own unique thing, but yes, we do need to be together. When we work together with other people and are involved in other people's doing together projects together, and we become a unit, a unifying unit, then we are much more successful. We have that trust, that bonding, that connection. Okay, so that's what the Rebbe is saying here. We're really, when we do one Torah together, when we're on a project of being united in one Torah, then we're we're emphasizing how we're all one. Okay, very, very important. Okay, Shavracha, I hope I'm not boring you. She's getting up. So that's the end of Ches.
When you see me get up, I'm going to get something where I write something that you said that's just very important to me. So that's why I got up. I had to get this.
Oh, okay. Yes. So
no worries, never boring, never.
What was very important that I just said? It's
well, now I forgot because I explained what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
You said something about together.
Yes, that you're saying we're all unique and we have our own way of being, and we all need to have our uniqueness, right? We each are like a letter that has its own space around it. It's not kosher if it's meshed in with the other letter.
Got it.
Yeah, but at the same time, we the whole Torah depends on us being a full letter and a kosher letter. So we need to work together as a unit, or be together in the same Torah together, every one of us. And on the other hand, be also unique, and each one do what our own talent is to do and be a way of serving Hashem.
So what I wrote down is that the program that I'm coming to a conclusion about to internalize Torah. Yeah. I'm still working on that and how to do it, and how not I'm teaching, no, but that we're all together. And what I got was now we all internalize together. That's what I came up with what you said. That's why I wanted to write it down.
We all internalize together.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, it means okay, so we learn Torah and we can say Torah and we can
Oh, I see. We
can
each
share
understand.
words.
Yes, yes.
But I want also to
Mhm.
help us each internalize that and
Internalize it, right?
become that light.
Right. So that's the idea of a verbringen or a discussion. So after
Yes.
that's why after we learn this, we end up usually almost every day half an hour talking about
Yes.
how to make it practical or real and internalized and effective.
Yes.
So that's that's together we help each other internalize each one of us our mission and our way of being. We help each other to
Right. And when we all internalize together, imagine that. That's like
Yes.
a big birthday cake with a lot of candles.
Right. But that's why we can do it, even though each one of us is so unique and so different.
Yes.
Chava's not here today. We each have our way of being, and oh, she is. Okay, welcome, Chava. Welcome. So we have our welcome, Leah. So we each have our way of being and our way of doing things, and still we can help each other and unite together, and that's the beauty of it all. So even we share with each other the way we see things, and then we gain a third way of being, right? Or a united way of seeing things. That always happens when we have these discussions. I feel like each of you gives something, we put it all into the mix, and then we come out with a beautiful idea or a beautiful way of seeing things that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't shared our way of seeing things. If we didn't each put something into this mix over here. That's the beauty of coming together. Yes, internalizing. Thank you, Chava, for explaining that. Yeah, we each have our talent and our way of it's a different angle and different approach based on our neshama, where it came from, and its talent, and based on our upbringing, based on our life experience. And when we put them all together, we have a much, much clearer and better rounded way of saying things. That's aside from the fact that we support each other and then create a unit of unity, which has its own power unto its own. And like the Rebbe said, we learned this last week's Torah portion, when we shine our own light, then we can shine it on others until they become their own shining light. And they, whoever they are, affect us, okay? And right, remember we learned when we become an inspiration to others and they become on their own internally inspired, they can become a holy unit that has effect on us, even physical things. Remember we gave the Rebbe gave the example of a korban, okay, and I gave the example of a mezuzah. You make a mezuzah and you put on your door, so you took the initiative, you made it happen, right? You brought your extension of your neshama to that to make that happen. But then the mezuzah itself, then all of a sudden becomes, when it's a holy object that protects you, okay? Without you even being there, just you being even outside of your house, the mezuzah is protecting you. So that's the way the Rebbe said, we affect the world, both the physical world and the people in the world, and to afterwards protect us and guard us. And we do see that now, there are many non-Jews also helping the Jews. Instead of being focused on what's not going right, let's also see the miracles that happened this last week. They sent a big, huge worship to support the land of Israel, and also, they're meeting to be able to support the Eden in the Pentagon right now. And there's a lot going on that's good. And
they voted that sort of squad guy out, I guess, somewhere. I just heard that there's this squad in the government and they're anti-Semitic, seriously, and they voted one of them out. They're voting on them one at a time.
Oh, very good.
So one lost already.
Okay, I didn't hear of this, but you mean he was running in
Baruch Hashem.
Yes, Jamel something.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Hashem
No,
Gadol.
Vladimir and Bowman. I think his last name was Bowman.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
See, we all fill in each other's.
Yeah, I read something about somebody who was more anti-Semitic, and I also read that okay, I don't want to bring politics, so let's not get distracted, but state by state, they're defining more what anti-Semitism is, and they're putting into their state's law, state law, what is anti-Semitism, and so it's.
Well, how do they do that? It's because they see it better. There it is. It's like
Yeah.
right in front of their face,
Yeah, but
so
they're
they see it.
you know,
there.
the nations of the world are standing up for us. So they're
Yep.
Yeah,
becoming
it's the
their
ones
own-
who want to destroy the whole world that is spreading the anti-Semitism. They're the ones that want to take over the world, destroy the world, and they're the anti-Semites because they can't stand that we say don't kill, don't steal, be honest,
So what
proper
I'm
courts
saying,
of law.
They
now,
can't stand anyone with authority over them like Hashem.
yes,
No, not
what I'm trying to say, I don't
Justice.
want to get distracted into.
Yeah, no, it's not.
no.
What I'm trying to say is that we're seeing the movement now in the different states of the governors of the state enacting in the legislature laws against Jew hatred. And even anti-Israel, certain things said against Israel are also considered anti-Semitic, and they're putting into law. So that's what I'm saying is when we inspire the non-Jewish world, they become their own proponents and their own inspiration and their own light of enacting God Hashem's consciousness in the world, and they're putting it into state law. Okay, so that the Rebbe would have spoken about this if the Rebbe was right here. The Rebbe often would bring up when politicians or statesmen or people representing countries do good things for the Jewish people, he would highlight it and say, this is another miracle happening, right? So we have to take note of miracles. So this is a big miracle. I just read about it yesterday that in DeSantis in Florida, an act that they passed a bill and defined clearly different things that are considered what's considered anti-Semitic, and they include a lot of different ways that and things that could be considered anti-Semitic. So that's good news. Okay, that's miraculous.
I just want to bring up the point that the Rebbe just said that it's so important. He said that each letter has to have their own space and they have to be a proper letter. And then that's how we get the success by all the letters working together, right? That was like incredible.
Yes, right.
That you don't get the success unless they're all working together, right?
Right. See,
so it's like an engine of an airplane. If you don't have all the pieces working correctly, it could go down.
Yes, yeah. Each person is very, very, very important. And the Rebbe quotes when he quotes the law, the Torah law, that, and that's one of the reasons why it's so important to check mezuzahs and tefillin, because each letter has to be completely surrounded with veil, with clear parchment, meaning that each person has to have their unique way of being without being touched or one and meshed with another person. So that's, the Rebbe is quoting, if you look at footnote 103, the law for that the Rebbe is quoting is brought in Menachos, which is the Gemara, right? It's brought in Rambam, the laws of Tefillin. Quotes exactly, it brings the Tur Shulchan Aruch here or there, with exactly which page and which, and Chaim also, which siman and then the Shulchan Aruch about the Rebbe. So he brings from the Gemara through the Rambam, through the Tur Shulchan Aruch, through the Shulchan Aruch about the Rebbe, all the places where it's quoted how each letter has to have its own space in the Torah. You can't be touching another letter. And at the same time, you have to have all the letters together to make the entity of the Torah one Torah. They have to be together. They have to be included in the Torah. So the whole Torah's kashrus is dependent on all the letters within it. And if there's one letter not kosher, the whole Torah is missing. It's puzzle. It's not a kosher Torah. Isn't that amazing? My husband sometimes gets asked in the shul to touch up. You know, when they read on Shabbos, they sometimes see a letter has a little problem possibly with it, and he's asked to touch it up. Anyway,
you could see that in the way of the world and the way of people, that everyone has to be. That's like two ways to see it. Each letter is a person, right? So each person has to be on board with the proper attitude, the proper actions.
Oh, yes.
It also helps you to love your fellow letters because you're all part of one Torah.
Help your
like you
fellow letters.
You can't be the Torah.
That is really cute.
Yes.
You can't be the Torah.
I was thinking the same thing. It also gives us the opportunity to celebrate others. Like you could feel Oh, they're shining. They're shining. That's part of their Torah shining. And you could just honor others and not feel any jealousy because they have
Yes.
their own portion, and you could just celebrate other people that way.
Right.
Connected
It
with
doesn't diminish
Yeah.
you. It doesn't
Yeah, it never
diminish
diminishes you. It
you.
has to be there. And they
It's
have
Like
to
a
just,
candle. It doesn't
it's
diminish.
unique. Right.
Yes.
It's unique and
That
therefore
takes
should
away
be
all jealousy.
celebrated.
That now we can understand why it says Mashiach comes, there'll be absolutely no jealousy in the world. Because if we'll internalize this idea, there's no
All people, all Jews are a letter in the Torah.
we want
We should look at everyone as a letter in the Torah.
and we'll
right?
see it right when we enhance their
Incredible.
neshama, then you're enhancing yourself and you're enhancing the whole entire Jewish people. Very profound. One of the things I
beautiful. It's absolutely
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
It's also so connected with you. It's so connected with you and your husband and what you're doing. It's like
Yes.
so talking to your
Yeah.
neshamas because this
Yes.
is what you're involved with. Isn't it neat?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's something that over time I've been coming in general, even before I met my husband, the idea of that every person is so unique and so important. It doesn't matter their status, their emotional capacity, their financial status, their prestige. Every person is so important to relate to. It's like it becomes, as you get older, it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. We need each other. We need the whole Jewish people. Yesterday also I had a little bit of a moment. We went on Shabbos to Long Beach, and the woman there who invited us, her husband didn't want his tefillin like taken away, for the day, and get a spare and then come back a few days later and get his tefillin. So she invited, basically that was her motivation. I think mostly she wanted to get to know me also, but she wanted us to come be there, and so that my husband could check her husband's tefillin Erev Shabbos. So he did. Before Shabbos, he managed to check. It took him 4 hours to check both pairs. But what was the thing? She's been doing a lot also for the Sefer Torah, and for me, she got the Sefer Torah. She was the one who initiated and introduced us to bring the Sefer Torah the first time down, which she did a lot. And she's been telling her friends that she's been a big advocate. She's the one who's in the story of the miracle of her grandson. Okay, so she's like, whatever, she's a big advocate, a big part of the puzzle. So what she was asking me, who are your friends? Because she's wise. She's already right. Her grandson's getting married. She's a little older than me, and she was saying to me, the message that I heard, she didn't say this directly, is that it's our friends that are very, very important to be our proponents and our advocates for each other. Okay, right? When we help each other out, our friends are the ones that are going to make it, take an interest in advertising or promoting or spreading the word. Like, so I think she was trying to get, I'm not sure exactly if she was planning to call on my friends and tell them, get on board, or if she just wanted me to get the message, call your friends and get on board. But she's a very good networker. She has friends all over the world, from people that she met doing kind deeds in her area. She has a specific niche, and she really relates and connects to people from all types, from all levels of observance, from all types of, from different cities, different countries. She connects. She's a big connector. So that's also an important lesson. It was an important lesson to me. It's not a burden to ask our friends for help. It's a powerful networking, which we're each, and it's specifically our friends who are the ones who can actually really be the main proponents of getting words out for each other, because we really know and believe in the cause. So that's what I got from her. Like, it's okay and it's good to reach out to our friends and ask for our friends to help promote what we're doing or help us with our mission, or joint ventures, connecting. It's very important. That's the way to get it out. Okay, so that was, yeah.
Can you say her name? Can you say her name?
Susan Drew. Yes.
Susan who?
Drew. Drew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. So very, very, very. It was very fun to be around her. And yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's continue. We have. Text. Better the Gotcha B'Torah. Now the Rebbe is going deeper into the two levels of Torah. The level of the Torah of one unit, and the level of Torah divides into specifics. And it's in general, Torah and mitzvahs in general. There's Torah is one, achat. Because Torah is Hashem's wisdom. So it's one wisdom. Hashem is really one. And his Chachma's wisdom is really one. And the Rebbe is quoting from Rambam Hilchos. He said there, Torah is explaining more Hashem's unity and oneness. Hashem's not divided. Okay, Hashem is a one essence. Therefore, also the Torah is really, in essence, one Torah. The mitzvahs are divided up. Mitzvot, 613 mitzvahs. Now, mach mitzvot aseh, 245 positives, 365 negative. Of don't do's, because the mitzvahs are put to humans how to act within the world. A human in the world, there's time and space, there's division. Since our existence of humans in this world is in a way of divided into 613, 248 limbs and 365 sinews, the human being who is also a whole world where each person is called an olam katan. A human being is considered a whole world unto their own. So everything that Hashem created in the world, He also created in the human being. There's a parallel of the humans to the whole entire world. Therefore, the 613 mitzvahs are divided up. Also, just like we have in our body parts 613 different body parts, so to the 600 mitzvahs are divided up into 613. And more specifically, in the Torah itself, there's a difference also between the revealed part of Torah and the inner dimensions of Torah. Nigla, the Torah revealed parts, is the 60 masechtas, the 60 tractates, right? Explain the very nuanced details of the laws of what's permitted, what's not allowed, what's non-holy, what is holy, what is kosher, what is pasul. Through them, the whole world is elevated. Right? We said before, Torah has the power to differentiate when it's right, when it's wrong, when it's good, when it's bad, when it's evil, and when it's not, right? Sometimes you have to kill, sometimes it's not allowed to kill, depending on the context, and Torah reveals that context. And there's ways of how the world is divided. There's ways of it being divided. There's pnimiyut Torah, the inner dimension of Torah, which explains godly aspects of Dat Elokei Avicha, know Hashem your God, is in a way of achdus, of unity. There's no machlokas, there's no arguments in Chassidus, in the inner dimension of Torah. So there's no division. So the inner dimension of Torah represents the unity of Torah, like we have the unity of Hashem, the oneness of Hashem, and the external part of Torah, which is the halachas, the gemaras, the mishnahs, and all the laws, and you have multitudes of different ways of interpreting the law into each specific detail of our life. Okay, so that represents the division, the multitude of talents that we said each one has its own unique capacity and ability. So that's the dividing aspect of Torah. So that's in through the revealed part of Torah, and the unity of Torah. It's really all one unit. There's no argument. It's all one thing. Is revealed in the inner dimensions of Torah. Okay, where are we up to? There was going to connect it to the spies, the 12 and the 2. Yeah, but let's see. Before we get there, he's going on to this. Right, Chassidus is about knowing Hashem, your God. So it's a way of uniting with God, God who is one. There's no arguments and differences of opinions. Chassidus is one represents the oneness of Torah. So the same thing like we have in Torah, we have in the Jewish people. There's the internal, external. There's achdus that comes, unity that comes from our neshama. Our neshama is all one. So if we look at each other as not just as a body, but as a soul in a body, we can feel this unity and see the unity because we're all one on the level of our soul. All our souls are are united and one, and all our souls have one Father. Because we're all sourced, our souls are all sourced in the same Hashem. Okay, so even if we come from different families and our bodies are from different countries and different levels of everything, our soul comes from the same source, one source. The division only comes because the soul is in a body, so the bodies are differentiated. Why the soul's divided up? So that each body, why the body's divided up? So each body can go into its portion of the world and elevate the world. So the world has different aspects and different levels and different talents and different ways of being, so that we need lots of bodies all over the world elevating the world. Okay? And more specifically, in the avodah of the neshama and the service of the neshama itself, so this is also in one little sentence over here. The Rebbe is giving you a whole beautiful way of being and seeing yourself in this world. On the service of your soul in this world, the aspect of it being divided up by its different talents and capacities the soul has. We have the intellectual capacities, we have the emotional capacities, right? Each one, different ways of understanding, different ways of sensing and feeling with our midas, with our emotions. Now, where do we feel the oneness in our being, in our neshama, is when we relate to the essence of our soul, which is beyond any division of our different talents and different ways of expressing our neshama. So how do we reveal the essence of our neshama, that's one and unifying, and it's just all one being, is through the bittul, without taking heder metziut, it's called, without taking space, without taking it our own, when we're all in a state of given over a bittul to Hashem, right? Surrender. It's really surrender. It's like when we come to a place where, like, I tried this, I tried that, I used this talent, I tried this idea, I tried this, and then we come and say, Hashem, it's really about, it's only you that's really making it all happen. It's so that when we come to that surrender, then we reveal the bittul or reveal the oneness, and all the little fragmented parts of our soul come together, and we feel the unity of our neshama. We don't feel the fragmentation. Okay, we feel that our soul is one and one with Hashem. So
is that a Rebbe?
Then you can come to the Lechatchila Rebbe when you have that bittul. But a lot of things you can come with that bittul. You can spring forward in a whole new way. But I was feeling that a little bit yesterday after we had our talk at the end of class, and we were trying to brainstorm and think, do this or do that or do that, and I was feeling a little fragmented. I was feeling overwhelmed a little bit. There's so much to do, and there's so many ideas, and there's so many ways of being. And then I said, you know what, but it's really all about Hashem, surrendering to Hashem, and Hashem has to, Hashem is really going to guide us and help us and elevate us and direct us. So when we have that surrender of Hashem surrender to Hashem's will, then we can calm down, relax, and use all our talents in a calm, bittul way without feeling fragmented. Okay, that was my sense. That's my little interpretation. But I see, Leah, you wanted to say something, or you wanted, because it's already 8:30. We could stop here if you want.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I thought it was so interesting that they posted on the newspaper saying that they sent a special group of Yidden to do the release for the boy. And some people are concerned about how these Yidden, let's just say, I don't want to say their names right now, but there's certain groups of Yidden that do things in the way that they think is right for them, and some Yidden don't agree with what they're doing, but they actually went and they were the ones responsible to speak to the Iranian government. So I thought it was interesting that when you were talking about how our egos can get in the way, it's like we have an idea of who somebody is. And so it's easy to take each task and go forward when the person's cooperating. But that's the whole idea, is like, what do you do with somebody who is maybe not who you relate to or you understand.
Mhm.
That's the whole
Yes.
shtick, I think.
Yes. Yeah. So I mentioned this in one of the classes recently, that when I brought up the idea of the Sefer Torah and I talked to Rabbi Wolf, the rabbi of my shul, about it, I said, not everybody's jumping on this idea so eagerly. It's at the beginning of the project. He said, that's the way it is. Any good project, you just go with the people who understand, appreciate the idea, and don't pay attention, don't get distracted or hurt or whatever, caught up with the people who are not on board with it. So it's just keep going in your vein, keep doing. Don't let it pull you away from your mission because there's not everybody's on board. Not everybody's going to be on board. That's just the way it is. So
well, how lucky are you to be doing the Rebbe's mission? Because you're just connecting with Tzaddik Dor, and I want you to, like, if we just look back at the history of the Rebbe's Pa'ulas, all of them started happening by everybody. They all started like one by one, being embraced by everybody. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but everybody, all those things, there's so many outreach, there's so much, all the things the Rebbe started in the 60s is happening for Klal Yisrael, for all the Klal Yisrael. So just know that you're just ahead of the game because you're following the Rebbe. Like we happen to be fortunate to be ahead of the game because we have this teacher and this guide and this mentor telling us what the world needs right now. And you're just lucky. You're just leading the way.
So
they have to see us. You lead, they see. Then
what did you say?
You lead, they see. That means they see it then, because they don't understand it straight out, like, because they didn't learn like we did. Right. So when we lead and they see, then they see, and then they lead.
Yes. And thank God we have the leader. We have the Rebbe as our leader. You're right, Shlomo, that we can see what his vision, and he makes it very clear to us. And for us, it's clear, and it's just it's just up to us to make it clear to other people as well. And we were very lucky. I mean, I'm very blessed that I was raised in a Frum home where the mezuzahs were considered very holy, and we had a person who would come, a Makubal from Morocco, Moshe Bento. My parents used to have him come to our home every so often. I remember when he'd check people's, not only my parents' mezuzahs, but other people's mezuzahs. And he was a very, very, very holy man. I think he had this Kabbalah in Morocco from generations of how to check mezuzahs and how to really see with each letter certain things that are going on in the person's life. So it was from the shapes of the letters, believe it or not. It wasn't a voodoo kind of thing. It's just the shape. And he said that's what he had learned from his father for generations, how the shapes of the letter can tell you about what's going on in the person's life. It's incredible that I had that. And then I found the Rebbe when I was 16. I discovered the first time actually I came to the Rebbe was when I was 12. A friend of my parents brought me to a woman's Farbrengen in 770, and then when I was 16, I wrote to Rebbe on my own, and then I went to Chabad school on my own in Israel. So I was very, very, very blessed and fortunate. So not everybody I recognize had that. So it's definitely up to us who got this extra vision. We got these extra glasses when we were younger, or we get the Rebbe Sichas. To not expect everybody to see it on their own necessarily. It's our job to illuminate their light, and till they can become luminaries and pass it on to other people too. So thank you, ladies, for being part of it with me. It's not just me; it's all of us together.
Well, it seems like your neshama is definitely connected with that from a very young age. The idea of a Sefer Torah and the mezuzah. It seems like you really had a special. Your oath in the Torah is definitely connected with that specifically.
But I think
I just wanted to say my mother's name one more time for the people that might get off, because we were learning in her honor, and it's her yortzeit. Okay. So Shula Bas Moshe Eliezer, her neshama should have an aliyah, and the greatest aliyah of all is that she should have tchias amesim and be reunited with her family.
Amen.
To meet her. All her fruits that came from her that she didn't meet yet.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yes. And she's seeing them.
Can I?
Yes, Melissa.
Just before you go, I want to ask you, every sofer has a certain way he shapes his letters. So is this like saying like the letters change when they're on someone's home, or that the way the sofer makes it, it's like Ruach HaKodesh, that he knows who's going to buy it, or that is the way things turn out because of the shapes of the letters?
No, they
Because you
change.
said,
That's what I think happened.
I mean,
That the mezuzah reflects what's happening inside the house, and a sofer can, or people with special talent can see it. But anyway, like at least correct
Is
it.
that really true? Is that the
I
answer?
get it. The spiritual
At
energy of
least
what's
really,
happening
at least
affects it.
they correct it, even if they don't know exactly. But it seems like it reflects it.
You
I
know,
mean,
it's interesting you're asking that. I can't. I'll tell you one story.
you think it goes both ways? It could go both ways.
This is something that we can bring and figure it out, because I don't have an exact answer, but I do. It does. A story comes to my mind of a woman. I think I mentioned this. She wanted to buy mezuzahs for me. So like last year, this summer, she was, hi, welcome Anna. She was asking me to buy a specific kind of mezuzah, and a certain kind of a certain size. And okay, so I told her, when I'm going to Israel, I could go look for that and buy them for him. So, but she kept going back and forth, yes or no. So when I get to Israel, I tried to reach her. Did you decide yes or no? She didn't. It's okay. She didn't know for sure. I couldn't reach her, so I just bought them anyway, just in case. When I reached her, when I got back, she said, "Oh no, she went to a local store and she just bought."
Oh.
Yeah, a good store. It's actually known to be a good store. It's not a bad store. However, then months later, just recently now, she brought her mezuzahs to be checked, and she had only 3 mezuzahs, and 2 of them, I told you, had questions, shilas. One of them, my husband said he doesn't recommend her. She uses. The other one, he'll ask a question of a child to see if the child determines if the letter looks like this, like a chaf or nun, or yud or a vav, or some letters can, because if they're not written so symmetrically, well, if the mezuzah are written fast, then it's a little sloppy. The letters, it's sometimes hard to differentiate exactly which letter it is, and sometimes you have to ask a child to see, who doesn't know how to read yet, to see the context. What does it look like to him, and then according to that you determine. So it's a little bit more complicated. So anyway, so this woman, she said the reason she went to that store is because they quoted her a less price on her mezuzahs, what it would cost. So she just bought, because of price, she bought a less expensive mezuzah. So what happened over here? So at that moment, she wasn't on the level of being willing to get a higher level mezuzahs, and so she ended up buying not such good mezuzahs, and then she ended up getting to a higher level, I guess, of consciousness, and then deciding that she wants to have them checked, and she felt something was maybe wrong. Things weren't going so well for her in her life. She wanted to make changes, and so she brought them to be checked, and then she had them changed, and then she called me actually yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, and she said things are getting better, things are moving. She had some sort of a court date, and I told her to try to ask for the judge to maybe push off the court date, because she didn't have good representation yet. And I said, try to see if you can get the date postponed. And she managed to do that. So she called me yesterday to say she managed to get the date postponed, so which was a big deal. Decision. So she has more time now to get good representation and set herself up so that she can get what she wants in the court date. Isn't that wonderful? That's a good mezuzah story.
Right. Well, that's the idea of you seeing, then she sees, then you see, and then she sees better.
Yeah.
It goes up like a spiral. Yeah.
She changed her 2 of the mezuzahs, and things changed. But she told me things have changed. She thinks it's the mezuzahs.
That's amazing.
So yeah, thank God. Okay, wonderful.
I have a little mezuzah story too, I think. I'm in this apartment. My daughter was always saying, like, she's scared of the apartment. And then we had the mezuzahs checked because we came in, and a couple of the letters had cracks in them. They had to be fixed. And now she never complains about being afraid. So I think, she's a deep neshama, so she felt not safe. That's all.
Wow, she could feel it.
Wow, that's
I have a mezuzah story too. So I put some mezuzahs somewhere and I kept having leaks and leaks. Like if I'm not good luck, put it that way. I thought, Hashem, what is happening? What's happening? And then I took the mezuzahs out to check them. One, there was some like paint or whatever, and he must have taken off the mezuzah, took it out and put it upside down. It was upside down. Another one had spiders in the case, right? They somehow spiders. And then I thought, oh no. And Baruch Hashem, I fixed it all. And then everything started going, thank Baruch Hashem.
Yes.
Changed around.
Yeah, lots of time people are shocked. They had their mezuzah checked a year or two ago, not too long ago, and the mezuzah got rain damage or something, and it's completely puzzled. And they're like, wow, how did that happen? So yes, so we should all be protected with Torah mitzvahs that we're doing together and individually, and help each other and keep promoting the good Hashem. What really I'm taking also from today's lesson, or this idea that we're individuals and we're each important for the whole. And if one of us is missing or lacking in our connection to Hashem, it's affecting everybody, right? If one of us is puzzled and hurting, and if we're enhancing each other, we're enhancing the whole unit. So whenever we're reaching out and helping somebody be better and have a better life and be enhanced, and we are helping not just ourselves, the whole Jewish people. Very, very powerful. That's, if we all see that, then we're in Mashiach times, right? And right, because that's no jealousy. No, we're all one unit. Our power, and it's becoming very clear.
And also we have to, maybe we'll also have to help strengthen what needs to be strengthened in the unit too, right?
Yeah, when we strengthen ourselves, strengthen each other, we strengthen each other. The whole Jewish people. We're all one Torah.
By the way, I wanted to know if anyone, Yehudit sent me the Sheva Mitzvah card, and I want to reword a bit if anyone wants to be on board and help with the wording.
Yes, there are other cards out there. I'm sure you've seen other ones too.
Yeah, there's certain things to me, it didn't, it's not for now, right? These days on that card. So, I mean, or else get a mixture of a few cards somehow. Anybody want to work on that together?
I could try, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'm good with words.
I'm good with words, but I want the right words. I would say work with a rabbi. I wouldn't trust. I'm not going to do it.
No, but just to help to figure out if we can get a good. I don't think we need a rabbi to explain.
I think before you print it, before we print it, you're gonna have to ask a rabbi anyway. So
yeah, just to get the basic wording. At some point. Yeah. Are you willing? Do you want to? I know you're really good at words. Do you want to?
I'm not going to do it. I just don't feel that I can do that kind of wordsmithing. Maybe
it is. I think from you're saying Chavach something good. Maybe get a Rav that will be in the end going to give you the approval, and so initiate with the Rav and say, "I'm working on it. Do you have any guidelines?" I'll tell you one Rav. He wrote the whole book Sheva Mitzvos Hashem. The Rabbi Moshe Weiner, he speaks Hebrew and English. He lives in Ramat Gimel. You can contact him. Let me get his contact number.
Do you know if the website on it is up and running? The 7for70.com. Is that up and running?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Because the one thing that bothers me is when I give out something, because I have my Sheva Mitzvah cards and I give them out, but I'm concerned, what if people want more information and then they go to a website that's not even running?
Did you try the website?
No, I was just asking if anyone has. I'll try it.
Okay, I'm gonna post this for you.
I feel like we have to do the work first,
and try
No,
to
I
get
didn't.
a word
I
in.
didn't
No.
see. I
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna
the
do
website.
the work that I personally,
No,
there
no,
will be
no,
other
that's
people.
okay. I'll do it.
Did you
It's
try
okay.
it? Did you try the 7
Oh
for
my
70?
gosh.
Anybody?
Yes, I did. I don't think it's working properly.
Yeah, that's what bothers me. I mean, I don't mind the wording so much because the one I have says, do not worship idols. And then it adds, believe in God. Do not blaspheme, which is respect God and praise him. Do not murder, respect and value human life. Do not commit adultery, respect the family. Do not commit immoral sexual acts. Do not steal, respect the rights of other people's property. Don't eat the flesh. It says don't eat the flesh of an animal that's still alive, but then it says show
But it's also
compassion.
don't. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
says
show
what? It says what,
compassion.
Truma? That they eat the
Show com-
animals, what?
It says
I-
here don't eat the flesh of a living animal, but then it just explains it. Show compassion, be kind to
Okay.
God's creatures, and then it says establish courts of justice, and it said pursue justice. So it has little dot explanations, but I really think it's really important to have an up and a real, like, to get more information, it should have a current website that is
Yeah.
working.
Wait,
That's what I
I don't think people
I might
worship
have
idols
misspoke.
anymore, you know,
Yes.
like,
I-
but what is? Oh, sorry.
Yes, they do. Can you?
They do. They
Money,
do.
they-
money's
like-
an idol. They don't have a man
Right.
standing there that they worship,
No,
but they
no, no.
worship
So
money.
okay, so put, for
Oh,
example,
no,
when
no. I mean,
money,
there was one
money.
time I was on.
Well,
I was
wait,
on
wait,
the-
wait.
Example.
One person at a time. You need the
Okay,
first of all,
most
you
people
need the
don't know that
definition
money
of
is an idol.
let.
right?
Yeah, you need the definition of idol.
Right.
Okay, let
Right,
Yehudis
that's what
talk.
I'm-
She's trying to talk. Yehudis, what were you trying to tell us?
Okay, so I just posted on the Nourishment this book and the insight. The person who wrote it is, I actually met him last time, a few days before October 7th. We went Chol Hamoed Sukkot because I told my husband I want to meet him. He's the Rav who paskins on also Hilchos Mezuzah and Tefillin and Sefer Torahs. He's the main posek. He's Chabad posek. He's the Rav of Chabad Ramot Gimel Shul, and he wrote this book on the 7 mitzvahs of Bnei Noach. Okay, see how quick, how many laws it has. Very, 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 very detailed, and very practical. But it's like I didn't read the whole book. So over here, he says you can, for more information. I didn't try this, but it says you can go. For information or permissions, contact Michael Schulman, director of Ask Noah International in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you can email 7laws@asknoah.org, and you can go to their website, www.asknoah.org. So if that website's still working,
I think I would try. I would like that to have something that really works. That really bothers me. Like, people might want more information.
So that,
When I give out the Sheb Mitzvah cards, I see people really do read it.
yes,
They
so
do
that
pay
might
attention
work.
to it.
You could check on asknoah.org, and if that's
Okay.
working, which I think it is,
Okay, I'll try that. I'll
put that
try
on the
that.
card.
I will. I'll add it.
Yeah.
Check Noah. What is it called again?
Ask Noah with an H.
With an H?
Yeah, .org.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and if you want to contact the rabbi to get approval or ideas of what would work or what wouldn't work, you call Rabbi Schulman before you even start. You could put a lot of work into the wording, and then the rabbi will change it in the end. So you may want to contact him. I would recommend it, and tell him you want to work on a card. Maybe he already has another updated card, or tell him what bothers you and see what he can suggest to you. Okay. He didn't write the 7 for 70 card, so he may have also his own opinion.
I just looked up the website 7 for 70. Basically just has it listed and that's it.
That's it.
Seems like
So what about asknoah.org? I think it's a more productive website now.
ask.
Where did you post that?
I post on Nourishment
Oh, Nourishment. Okay, good.
on the first posting.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's good? You
nice.
like it?
Asknoah.org, yeah.
Yeah, it's full, right? It's active,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Also
Okay,
people
thank you. Thank you. I think I'm going to write them on my cards, just so I'll cross out the one that's not current and put what is current. So it's
Great, Truma. That's awesome.
asknoah.org. That's what it is.
Yes, with an H.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I just put that, I put it on the WhatsApp chat too.
Okay, good.
Because
Okay.
also people have on there set up proper courts of
Thanks
law,
for
right?
always checking
Courts
right
of law?
away. You're so on top of it. Thank you.
Okay, so ladies, also on practical level, there's one little paragraph that we didn't finish of 9. We'll finish that tomorrow. We'll give you a good review for it and culmination and bring it to crescendo. And I'm going to do the psukim, and then if anybody wants to go, can go. If anybody wants to ask, we can do some more talking. Okay, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Moshe kilas Yaakov, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לעשות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא היום ממצרים. כל ישראל יש להם חלק לעולם הבא, שנאמר ועמך כולם צדיקים, והעולם ירשו ארץ. נצר מתי מעשה ידי להספר. כי קרוב אליך דבר מאוד, בפיך ובלבבך לעשות, והנה השם ניצב עליו. כמו הקלט כבודו מביט עליו, ובכן חלס בלב עם עובדו כראוי. וישס באלוקים את השמיים ועש הארץ. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושיבך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. הגעתי ולא מצאתי אל תאמין. לא הגעתי ומצאתי אל תאמין. הגעתי ומצאתי תאמין. אהבת לרעך כמוך. רבי עקיבא אומר, זה כלל גדול בתורה, וזה כל אדם צריך להתפרס ברס. כל העולם הזה עלינים תחתנים, אז לא התפרחתי הזו בתחתנים. ישמח ישראל ברס הכל, שכל מי שהוא מזרע ישראל יש לו ישמח בשמחת השם אשר שש ושמח בברסו בתחתנים. יחי אדוננו מורנו ורבנו מלך המשיח לעולם ועד.
Thank you very, very much.
There's one other thing I wanted to say before you leave. When I met this rabbi who wrote this book, on 7 Mitzvahs Bnei Noach, I met him in October 3rd or 4th, I think it was.
Can you tell me his name again? I'll write it down.
Rabbi Moshe Weiner, and he's originally from Canada, and he is the rabbi of Ramot Gimel, a Chabad community shul in Yerushalayim, Yer Kodesh. Now he is very nice. I asked for a private audience with me and my husband because my husband is close to him, and he asks him, the bigger shilas. He doesn't ask him the day-to-day questions on mezuzahs that come up daily. He asks him when he has a bigger, more difficult question that a regular Rav can't answer. So, but I wanted his direction how to go about bringing consciousness of tefillin and mezuzahs and sefer Torah to the west coast of America. Since I'm involved in this and I'm promoting it, I want to know that I'm on the right course of action. I don't want to just be, my own ideas. I wanted a guidance from a big Rav. And so I had a bunch of questions I asked him, and he was very, 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 very encouraging of me to do more publicity online. And I'll show you, for instance, I showed him, I don't know if I have it right here. I showed him the flyers that I made that I had printed up on why check tefillin, why check mezuzahs. And, I did it on my own with, compiling the different laws. And I went on websites, I went in books, and I just put together and rewrote it in a way that I thought was a good way of presentation. And I wanted him to approve it. And he looked at it. He didn't even read every letter. He said, get it online, promote it. This was very good, very important. So he was very, very, very insistent that I just do it. I didn't need, at least on those things, he didn't need to check up on how I wrote it exactly. He just whatever, it seemed to me, whatever I'm writing about why we need to check, it's all good. It's all good reasons. So anyway, I'm just saying that. Also, one other thing is that he wrote a book called the Ksav Arav, Osios Arav, the Letters of the Alter Rebbe. He's the one who brought clarity on what the Alter Rebbe meant when he wrote in Shulchan Aruch, that the letters have to be written in a certain way that would conform with both Kabbalah and Halacha. Now, because there's a lot of versions of Ksav, a writing of Alter Rebbe, and he said most people just write a salad of when they write a Ksav Arizal. Most Arizal mezuzahs are just like a salad of different ideas, opinions, versions, and it's not clear. Most people don't have clarity. So he wrote a book called The Letters of Osios Arav, The Letters of the Rav, and it's clarifying exactly the Alter Rebbe's style and what he paskins is the way to write letters. And he says the difference is the Alter Rebbe's ksav is more meduyak, more, how do you say meduyak? Help me, Alyssa.
Perfect, exact.
More perfect, more exact. So it's not a mish of a salad of different ideas or opinions of it. It's out there, but clarified, and he brought together the different ideas according to halacha and Chassidus and Kabbalah. And so Alter Rebbe's Ksav is very exact. So if somebody does want to upgrade from other Ksav to Alter Rebbe's Ksav, it is a good thing. It's not that you have to. It's a kosher mezuzah. See, this is also one thing that I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to get my husband also to clarify to people. People bring mezuzah, says it's kosher. He doesn't necessarily tell them it's kosher b'diavad, it's kosher l'chatchila, it's kosher, but it's pashut, it's kosher, but it's mehudar. He doesn't, if it's a really nice mezuzah, he'll tell people this is a beautiful mezuzah. But if it's not so good, he won't tell them your mezuzah is not so great. And I'm trying to get him to have the guts to, or the initiation to not feel bad, because see, part of it has to do with the fact that we sell mezuzahs. So he doesn't want people to get hear what he has to say, maybe a criticism or whatever, because he wants to sell. So he's very careful not to promote, I guess, a mezuzah, I guess. And I'm saying, listen, you have to really be candid. If it's a b'diavad mezuzah, they should know about it. They shouldn't just think it's all okay, and it's all great, and it's all fantastic. People don't know the difference. He says, well, if it's a small mezuzah, it's already compromised. I'm like, no, people don't know that it's compromised. So we have this ongoing debate. How much do you tell a person about their mezuzah?
No, it's important. You're right.
To sell mezuzahs. So I even to you ladies, I haven't been pushing Ksav Alter Rebbe, but since
the thing is, but selling mezuzahs is a holy activity. So you have to educate about what you know.
Very important. Yeah.
Sharing.
Very,
I think you could tell the people.
Do you sell covers? Do you sell covers too?
Yeah.
Do you have good sources of covers? Do you have do you sell artistic covers or just regular straight?
All kinds. Regular, plain, simple, and just to have the simplest plastic ones, and then I also have beautiful. See, I have here. When I went to Israel, this I actually bought October 8th. I went to the mall.
Wow.
These two. Because nobody was around, and only a few stores were open, and the mezuzah store was open, and I was able to buy some cases.
That's fantastic. So the reason I'm asking you this is because some of the art and craft shows, I just keep going back to that. Some of the art shows, right? If you had like a favorite, I don't know, like if you had a favorite artisan or artists that crafted covers, that could be like, I don't know if you could partner with someone that would.
That's why I get mine at the art craft shows.
Yeah, but if you could partner with someone, I wonder if it could get you guys like piggyback into the arts and crafts shows. Like if say someone who represents like beautiful mezuzah covers and they really are special and they could actually get into a Judaica show, an art and crafts show with their covers and have a table, then like could you piggyback you know what I mean?
It's a great idea, Chava. The problem is I don't have so much time in my day. So I have to really be more focused on things that only I can do, which is more the education and the understanding and the knowledge of the nuances of the halachas and the spirituality and the protection, all these things in the Sefer Torah. And all. So when it comes to beautiful, even though I do have an artistic eye and I do really like artistic things, and I would love shows and I would love designing, and I don't have the time for that. But
meaning if someone else that's an artist
does it, what I would recommend is that they go into making bigger size cases, because bigger mezuzahs are more mahudar, more beautiful. People don't realize that. It's much easier for a sofer to write a beautiful mezuzah when the letters are big, and I could show you the difference if you want. I could even show you now on screen. I have it right here actually. The difference between a bigger mezuzah and a smaller mezuzah, and this is all part of education. So it's harder to get bigger cases. So like that's why I bought these big ones. These are 25 centimeter. They're extra large. it's harder to get those. There was only one in the store when I went there.
How much do they cost, those covers? About, do you know?
Yeah, so these are close to 200. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are this is like
200 shekels or $200?
No, $200, close to
Whoa.
that. It's under 200. But
So I have to tell you what Chava said. I go to these craft shows, like one of kind craft shows, stuff like that, and they make these holders for flowers that go on your wall, and some of them are so beautiful, and you can stick a mezuzah right in it. So I have a whole bunch on my walls, and my walls look like art because of it.
Oh.
I could take some pictures and send it to you.
Yeah, that's nice to look at. So
Yeah,
let
you
me,
know,
Yehudis, what are you saying?
Anyway,
What were you showing?
they're about 180. They're extra large and they're beautiful. They're like really more for like either a huge home, beautiful home,
Right.
or a Chabad house, or somebody who really cares about, having a beautiful case. So I'm just saying, like you have here, this is beautiful stuff. It happens to be a non-kosher mezuzah because something went wrong in one of the letters, but it's beautiful, beautiful ksav. Okay, this is actually, I think, my husband's ksav. And he never used it because it had one little problem. I think he omitted a word in that one, so he never actually sold it. So that's beautiful ksav. Then you can have, here I put the two together. Smaller mezuzahs usually are much harder, even though this is nice ksav. It's very hard to see on this, but it's smaller, so it's harder to make each letter beautiful and have this space around it properly, nice space. It's very hard to have that. And then you have some mezuzahs, I don't have it here, they're written so sloppy and so thin, and so it's like barely recommended. And so the smaller it is, the harder it is for the letters to each be perfect and beautiful and have space around it appropriately. And they're more like they're uneven. They become uneven when they're small. If you look closely, you can see the tagim are not perfect. The little crowns are not, sometimes the crowns are missing. My husband does a lot when he checks mezuzahs, a lot of times he's adding crowns because people like leaf out the crowns. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the difference?
Yeah, we could see.
You can see the difference between the two. So this is actually a decent small one. It's not terrible. There's much worse than this.
By the way, if you want to get like wholesale mezuzah cases, go to Rabbi Meir Balanes. They have all these people that sell that, and if you're really
I have like for $5. For $5, the plain.
I'm saying the big ones. You don't have to pay. I never paid $200 for a big one. I got beautiful ones.
No, you don't for one like this.
Yep, nicer even. I should tell you. I have some.
Where do you get it? I want to know.
I've got a Rabbi Meir Balanes or Rabbi Shimon Bar
Where is it?
They have them too.
What?
Put it on the chat.
Do you know in Tveria, Rabbi Meir Balanes, they have all these shops up and down, and they're selling everything, and they have the best prices anywhere.
I was there. I was there. I was there.
The best.
I didn't see any mezuzahs for sale when I was there. I was just there last time I was there.
I'm saying mezuzah covers.
Mezuzah covers. I was there. I guess it wasn't a special day when I went. Maybe you went on a day.
No, maybe you have to look. You have to look through the shops right there. They have the best prices, and also sometimes at Rabbi Meir Balanes. That's Meir Balanes, and sometimes at Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Sometimes I'll have a guy in the back, and it depends which way you go in. Also, there's two ways to go in. There's one place filled with shops at Rabbi Meir Balanes, and on the other side there's a small one. So you can go and look at both up and down.
I didn't see any shops, and I think I went from both sides.
Then that's strange. Rabbi Meir Balanes.
Rabbi Meir Balanes. I was just there. Last time I was there, I believe it was. It was either the last time or the time before.
Okay, well then you didn't go the right way. There's different ways to go in. Then there's tons of shops. So it's like they're always there, and they have the best.
Listen, ladies. I posted on the soldier WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look at it. This is what I don't. There is an. Okay, I'm gonna go look at it to see where I put it. It says here. It's a website called silverlakefestival.com.
Oh,
and it
that's
says
fun.
Silver Lake Jewish Festival.
Where is it? California?
Yeah.
Silver, California? Yeah, that's not far from here.
So, but my point is, like, since there's a Chabad is part of it. Festival lineup, there's going to be live music. Oh,
And
Nissim
what
Black
day?
is
What day?
okay. Hold on. Let's hope it didn't pass already. Get
Where
tickets.
is it? Where's Silver Lake?
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Not far.
California?
Yeah, it's nearby.
That sounds amazing.
July 21st,
Oh, good.
Sunday.
Wow.
Sunday, July 21st.
Write it down.
Look at who's gonna be. Do you know the Nissim
Wow.
Black? You know the
Yes,
singer,
yes.
hip hop. I would love to be. I really like him a lot. So anyway, they're having live music, cultural crafts, kids zone, food trucks and vendors, adult zone. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is, maybe, like, if you had a friend or a contact that specialized in mezuzah covers, they could get in. There's an application. I posted it on the Unity page.
What's the
Unity.
website? Silver Lake what?
SilverLakeFestival.com.
Okay.
And they have an application. They have an application on the website for vendors. So, meaning I don't know what kind of vendors they're looking for, but maybe you and someone who is an arts, who sells the covers, or if you do both, I don't know, that you could get in as a vendor and like sit at a table during the festival. People come up and interact with you or buy your stuff, or you can, whatever you want to have.
It's a great
That's what I was telling her about the festival, that she should go to them.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Here's one coming up in July in your back, I guess, very close to you.
Yeah.
All you'd have to do is fill out the application that's on the website.
Do they charge?
Oh, good question. Probably. Vendors, sponsors. There's a telephone number called, when you go to the application, it says SID, SYD 480-254-5033. So I guess I could call there, or someone could call there and see.
Maybe you could go as one of the presenters. Like, you have Nissim Black, and maybe your husband will go as a presenter.
Right. No, you should get a table.
No, I know. No,
you
right.
You should come in as a vendor. You should come in as a vendor.
Then she'll have to pay, but she could still sell if she can't.
Well, I don't know if she'll have to pay. Let her ask the facilitators.
Yeah,
or I can ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I can ask, or you could ask. It depends on which foot you put forward. Like, if you say,
first try as a presenter, like Nissim Black, to help do demonstrations.
What do you mean, like Nissim Black? He's a singer. What does it have to do with, like,
what is he? He's a presenter.
He's putting on a concert.
Right. You're right.
He's doing he's a headliner.
Right, but he can come in also as another person who's demonstrating how to do write a Torah. And
but you do that as a vendor. You don't do that as a main. No, you don't do it as a main act. That's not how.
Okay, give me the phone number. I'm going to find out for her. I'll do both possibilities. There's always possibilities. I never like to say no to one. I like to try all possibilities. Like the Rebbe said,
let me show you. Before you listen to me, calm down. Go to silverlakefestival.com and look at what it is first.
No, I know. I've been to many. I love those things.
No, you need to look at this one.
Yeah,
this one that's coming in. No. Stop.
Okay.
Listen,
the number's on the website.
Yes,
on the website.
Likes to do Lubavitcher Rebbe.
The number is on the website.
And you never know.
What's the phone number of the guy you said to call? You said there's a phone number to call.
I just was looking on the website. I was reading it right off the website.
Oh, okay. So
I shut the page. Can I? let me text it to you, okay? Let me
Okay,
text you the
perfect.
website,
Perfect.
okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you,
We'll see what
ladies.
Hashem
Thank
does.
you.
I like to see what Hashem does and not limit anything.
Right.
Good
It's like my first initial brain reaction was, well, Silver Lake is not a religious neighborhood at all. How many Jews are actually going to come? And why are they doing a Jewish festival in Silver Lake? I never heard of such a thing. So, but this is it. This is transforming darkness into light. This is it. It's amazing. That's like a new thing. It looks like it's a really new thing. And Nissim Black is a very popular singer. And
Yeah, it's
it's an
popular.
attraction, and people know his name, and they're going to want to come see him. And it sounds great. I'm so appreciative. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's already posted on the Unity WhatsApp. Just go to the Unity WhatsApp from and you hear this. The website is already posted. It's only a few. I just posted it the other day. It's right on there.
Okay, great.
It's on our committee WhatsApp.
Thank you. And you never know.
You can look at the details.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's time to plan for it. It's at the end of July.
Right. Yes, and I do have some a little bit more. I don't have so much art. I do have stone ones that are beautiful. They're artistic because they're made out of Jerusalem stone. Very unique. Okay.
So if you have enough to put out
Yes.
and to sell, and maybe they'll accept it. Now, how much they charge, that I don't know. But if you're also interested in telling them about the Unity, meaning getting soldiers' names, that would also maybe be a reason for them to.
So they may not want to be. It depends. If it's how Jewish, how religious, I don't know who's putting it together.
What do you mean? It's a Jewish festival.
The Jewish festival.
Hold on one second.
Okay, good. So then they should.
Wait a minute. Seriously, it's a Jewish festival. Likely Jewish people are coming. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I guess so. It's never been. I never heard of such a thing, a Jewish festival.
So promise you'll open up the website and look at it.
Yes, it sounds amazing. Thank you, and we'll see.
And then you could decide when you look at it how it strikes you.
Yes, sounds amazing.
I was in California. They had a giant Jewish festival right in Pico in this big park when I first went there and all kinds of, and they had a big singer. I forgot, a famous Israeli singer also. They have,
Yeah.
I just looked at the Unity Torah thing. You posted a flyer there? Is that what you posted?
It's a website. It's right above, it's on, I posted on Friday. Go to Friday.
Okay. So it's a website, not a poster. Okay.
When you open the website and look around, go to the homepage of the website, you'll be able to see everything.
Yeah. Okay, good. In any event, what I do find is being out there is very good, and it's very good though, because you never know who you're reaching out to. You never know who's going to come. What's very interesting is that when we went for Lag BaOmer, I just noticed this yesterday, is we were told to go near the stage on the same side of the street as the stage was on. And I didn't want to be there because the building that we were in front of was like in the middle of it was neglected. So the backdrop would have been a very like old yucky, like whatever, not a nice background. So I didn't want to stand in front of that building. So I went across the street and we set up our shop across the street from the stage. And it also, I guess, was easier on my ears in the end because we weren't exactly near the stage. And we ended up being right in front of a Das Torah synagogue, which is the synagogue, which is very beautiful. The backdrop was really nice and had some flowers and a nice wall. And also we had some shade, which was good. And it turns out that that's the synagogue that was the demonstration was in front of, and the problems on Sunday. So I don't know what to make of it, but it was.
Maybe you sense. Wait! You're saying you sense something spiritually in the air?
No, I don't know. I'm just wondering. Not that I sense something. That us being there with the Sefer Torah maybe had brought some protection to that show because the show wasn't harmed. Thank God. it was protected, thank God. So I don't know if us being there with the Torah had protection. I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just looking at the website for the Jewish festival. If it's not from enough of a festival, it seems like Chabad, they put Chabad on one of their sponsorships. Maybe Chabad will be there in some capacity.
Okay.
So maybe if we could find out who that capacity is,
yes,
who the Chabad people are that are going to be there and for what purpose, maybe you could join on with them in some way.
Yes, excellent. That's a great idea. Joint venture, because if they're going to get a booth anyway, we could just go and be there with them and help them out. And joint venture, each of us doing our thing and helping each other. Fantastic.
I mean, what a great place to explain about the power of the mezuzah and the Torah, and you know,
yeah. Excellent.
If there was, if it's like a whole mix of backgrounds of like much more secular Jews, maybe the Jews are coming there, maybe they'll be searching for something. Maybe some Jews will be like, you know what, let me go support my people. Let me go. Maybe they'll be drawn to it. They don't know exactly what they're looking for.
People want protection now.
Yeah.
Good.
Protect your house. You could put a giant sign, protect your house. And they'll be like, what? What's that?
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. That's a great idea. Okay. Oh, wait, are we still being
protection from above could be your sign. People come over.
I like that.
Okay, I'm turning off.
You'll have a secular person say, what kind of protection from above? I want some protection.